The last 3 days have seen some of the best of African minds and expertise at work, and reiterated our collective desire to transform the African continent. The insightful discourse, filled with great passion and fueled by the wealth of cutting-edge knowledge and business experience, has ensured that we have a practical and pragmatic compact and action plan to drive accelerated implementation of the AFCFTA. We need quick wins, and this is exactly what the outcome of this dialogue offers us, as well as a concentrated focus on the steps towards prosperity for the African peoples. Excellencies, it is encouraging to note that as of November 2022, 44 AU member states have ratified the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. This is strong evidence of the growing political will and commitment of the leadership on the continent to achieve market integration in Africa. And it is our duty to engage to ensure the full participation of all member states. The effects of the global pandemic and the ongoing geopolitical conflict in Russia and Ukraine on Africa have been significant. From rising food and energy costs to loss of domestic revenues and unsustainable debt levels. In fact, we are one shock away from a very dire situation. Consequently, we in Africa must, with a sense of urgency, work together to guarantee the economic security and secure the of her peoples. To accomplish this shared objective, African political and business leaders, as well as other strategic stakeholders, should use actively the opportunities presented by the AFCFTA agreement to boost intra-African trade in food, industrial products, and services in order to enhance productive capacity and strengthen its resilience to external shocks. The AFCFTA will eliminate tariffs on 97% of goods traded within the African continent, offering significant opportunity for businesses to set up and expand in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, while we recognize the enormous challenges we may face, it is the smart actions that we take, the investments that we make in our peoples, and the speed and effectiveness in implementing the common African market that will guarantee that the 1.3 billion people who call this continent home can enjoy prosperous and fulfilling lives. We're already seeing some important progress. For example, a number of financial institutions have signed on to the Pan-African Payment Settlement System, a digital platform to facilitate trade. It is a significant step towards the creation of the single currency, which will be a major facilitator of the effectiveness of the single market. We have achieved some 90% convergence on the rules of origin, with the exception of a few commodities. And the $9 billion United States dollars worth of investments have been secured by the AFCFTA Secretariat. But there is a great deal to be done to realize the full benefits of inter-Africa trade. And I believe there is certainly here, at this dialogue, broad agreement on 4 fundamental elements for our progress. We've managed to bring the AFCFTA into being will occupy as privileged a place in the history of our continent as the as the generation of pioneer leaders who established the Organization of African Unity, which is now being transformed into the African Union. We must now, with great zeal and fortitude, back this great ambition with our collective action to harness fully the benefits of a liberalized single market for goods and services. This must be our solemn and moral obligation to our continent, to our children, and to future generations. We cannot afford to fail. As African nations, we must join hands with each other and work diligently to pursue this noble cause. Hopefully, this dialogue, which has brought so many critical minds together, will not be a one-day wonder, but become a permanent feature of our collective calendars. Excuse me. And with the approval of the OU, I need the approval of the AU before I can become the champion of anything. I would readily accept in all humility my proposed role as the champion on the ratification of the Protocol on Free Movement. May God bless us all and Mother Africa. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you. You may please take your seats. We started this Africa Prosperity Network project with a meeting with all the African investment promotion agencies. Of course, all trade begins with